Chris, well, welcome to Streatham, to
Good
our
to be here.
campaign office. Clearly, we've got the general election happening soon, and what's your view about how things are looking for the Liberal Democrats?
I think things are looking very good. I've been all over the country. I'm delighted to be here. But I've been all over the country at our target seats, and it seems that actually there's a lot of movement towards us from, as you would expect, Labour, because I think that quite a lot of Labour people want to see a change, but they don't trust the Conservatives to deliver the sort of change that they want. And the messages that we're putting across, which is about our core values as Liberal Democrats, about fairness, is something that really resonates with a lot of traditional Labour supporters. And if you want a fair tax system, there's only one party that's going to give it to you in this election, because there's only one party that's actually saying if you earn up to £10,000 a year, you will pay no income tax on that. And that's a really important message, I think, because it means that it ensures that actually we reduce income tax on those at the bottom end. Now, what the Tories are talking about is cutting income tax for multi-millionaires when they die. Well, I happen to agree with David Lloyd George's saying, which was the best and most convenient time to tax rich people is when they're dead. I think the Tories' idea is absolutely crazy. What the people who really need help are the people at the bottom who are striving, who've actually had a lot of problems over the last few years, and so lifting them out of income tax so that the average family is going to have a £700 a year tax cut. That seems to be important. The other aspect of fairness, of course, is jobs. Because if you don't have a job, you can't look after your family. And if we end up doing what the Tories have suggested, which is hammering so hard on public spending and on tax that the whole recovery is threatened, then we're going to see exactly what the Tories gave us in the 1980s, which is a sort of jobless recovery, year on year on year, of such slow growth that actually unemployment went on rising and rising and rising. For areas like Streatham, that would be a complete disaster. So we've got to have a fair change, and that's what the Liberal Democrats offer.
Certainly that's what we're finding on the doorstep, particularly amongst former Labour voters. But one of the other things that really concerns them, and it's something we've been campaigning on very hard, is crime. I mean, we've been fighting to keep police stations open in Streatham and in Cavendish Road in Clapham, and delighted that we were successful in both those campaigns. But crime and home affairs is clearly your portfolio. So what is it that you think the Liberal Democrats have to offer in respect of crime?
Well, hats off to your campaign, Chris, first of all, because I think actually keeping police stations open is part of absolutely key message on crime, which is you need visible policing. There's no point in police officers hiding themselves away, miles away from local areas. They've got to be accessible, they've got to be visible, they've got to be out there on the beat doing neighbourhood policing. Everything we know says that the more police officers you get out there, and we are committed, we're the only party committed to an increase in the number of police officers in this election. The more police officers you actually get out on the beat, the better it is in terms of cutting crime, in terms of getting in intelligence from local people, and making sure, of course, that people are prepared to come forward and be witnesses. Because you can try and get hold of someone who's committed a crime and you can prosecute them, but you haven't got the witnesses, you can't convict. So all of that is helped by neighbourhood policing and by the relationship that the police develop with a local neighbourhood. And we know that that works because in those areas where we, as Liberal Democrats, traditionally champion neighbourhood policing, and where we've got a preventive agenda as well with the local council, crime has actually fallen further and faster in Lib Dem areas than it has in either Conservative areas or in Labour areas, because we do what works. We don't posture about things that frankly have been proven not necessarily to work. We actually concentrate on the things that really do work, which is more police officers, better detection, more efficient police, so that the police are actually improving their performance up to the standards of the best forces across the country, and of course the preventive agenda as well. And all of those things really do cut crime, and that's why the Liberal Democrats are the party that's toughest on crime. We will deliver. Tories and Labour haven't.
Great. Well, thank you very much again, Chris, for coming to Streatham.